Today is Friday, July 30th here in Incheon, South Korea. Today I'm going to walk you through some of the experiences that we've had since moving back to South Korea in February 2020 and also our current COVID-19 situation. Typically when I wake up, I will review the public service announcements that we receive on our phones every day. We average about 31 messages a week right now. Back in December, I was getting over 70 a week. These alerts will often detail how many people were confirmed, their districts that they live in. Sometimes they'll also post information about a hotspot. We also have a website called coronalive.co.kr, which is very useful to find information about how many people are infected, how many people are being tested, and it compiles all those public service announcements from around the country together, and it's up to the minute, so you can get very accurate information about kind of how well our social distancing rules are actually working. When we head outside, we are required to wear a mask. There's a 100,000 won fine for failing to wear a mask outside in public or inside in public, except for when you're eating or drinking. We only wear KF94 masks here in South Korea because it offers 3 layers of protection, and also on really bad smoggy days it really cuts down on the amount of air pollution that we breathe in. Now heading out, there are a few restrictions currently in place. The first one is during the day you can only meet in a group of 4, and after 6 p.m. you can only meet in a group of 2. This applies for restaurants, cafes, going outside, or even meeting at a friend's house. Almost all businesses are required to close by 10 p.m. right now. That means any private schools, cafes, restaurants, and grocery stores close at 10. Now obviously there's a lot more social distancing guidelines that I haven't covered here, but the government put out a PDF so that you can look up each type of business and what kind of social distancing policy they have in place. A few months ago they started selling self-test kits at the grocery store. You get 2 tests per kit, and it's similar to the PCR test, but it doesn't have to go as deep up your nose. The accuracy isn't very high, but it gives you a result within 3 to 5 minutes of taking the test. I've done 2 tests so far, and they are quite simple.
어디 보자. Great.
Now are you pregnant? That's a real question, Ben.
One, 2, 3.
So a few months ago, the capital area, which is the area around Seoul, issued a very controversial order to have all foreign workers tested. It was required PCR tests within 2 weeks, or I think it was a 3 million won fine, which is over 3,000 Canadian. So of course we had to go get our PCR test done. Thankfully it was free, but a lot of people were quite upset given the fact that no one else at our place of work had to be tested, only people possessing a foreign passport.
I'm super nervous now. I finally had time to think about it. I was in the washroom and I was trying to open up my nostrils if that would help.
Recently there was another outbreak, and this time it was among foreign English teachers. And that kind of put a lot of academies and parents on high alert, which resulted in us getting our second PCR test, but this time it was not mandatory, it was kind of recommended. Now, with the spotlight on English academies, that kind of pushed the government to vaccinate teachers at these academies earlier than they should have. That resulted in Mariana and I getting our vaccines on Tuesday, just a few days ago. Today's the day!
I'm singing like a religious song. Going.
Yep. Can't take it off or wash it for one day. And
No one told me that. But I think it's because they were busy telling me about, because of my allergies and stuff. And telling me a long list of if I experience any of these things, that I have to go to the emergency room right away. It makes you really anxious.
Mm-hmm.
Did they give you a long list?
No. Do they speak English or Korean with you?
She literally said, "What's your name?"
Birthday?
She literally said, "What's your name?"
Oh.
And then she just said, "Pfizer." She said, "This is Pfizer." And I said, "Okay." And then she just showed me. And I'm like, "Okay." So she didn't say anything. It was the doctor who gave me the list of possibilities.
Well, the woman who gave me my jab, she said, don't shower for 2 days. Don't touch this spot so that I guess it can heal.
I felt literally nothing. She just like told me, "Okay." And like she tapped me because like she already had done it, put the bandage on, and I hadn't even noticed.
That's good.
So that went nothing for me. It was then being given, like they actually give you like like a timer, like a little clock thing.
Yeah.
And then for like you only had to wait 15 minutes. But because he was with me, I had a little sticker, like red sticker, saying I had to wait 30 minutes due to my allergies. So we waited 30 minutes. We just had the same timer.
Yeah.
And it was a countdown. You're just counting down to something is going to horribly go wrong. So it was 30 minutes of me being like, okay, there's 1 minute left that something can go wrong. And that's not how it works. That's just how my mind was working with it.
They need a TV in there so you can at least like zone out for a bit. And we're done.
And we're done.
And now we're home.
And now we're gonna chill and watch Harry Potter.
Finished.